Stick around and I'll show you how we got here. So my buddy's got this ash hanging over this building. Wants to fall on the shed to the left. We put a rope up in it pretty high. I didn't. Y'all know that. So there's my buddy Chucks. He's got a rope hooked up to his pickup there. And I'm gonna go ahead and make an open face notch, and we're gonna hinge this tree over. Like I said, it wants to go to the left as we're looking at it, kind of back on that building a little bit. We don't want to take any chances. So as you can see, I've got my open face in there. Now I'll go on the leaning side of it, and that's where I'll start my bore. Chucks will get in his pickup, and he'll start to put some pressure on it. So once I've bored in there, I've created this side of the hinge. Now once I do that, I'll start working my way around the whole tree, releasing the side it wants to go. I let him know to pull a little bit. We talked about it prior. Try not to spin. A little tough with the ground the way it is. So I've still got the whole right side as we look at it right now holding. I'm gonna drive a couple wedges. That way we don't lose the ground we've already got. My first wedge, I'll put it on the lean side of it. Second wedge, I'll put it in the back. Used a little bit big of a hammer, but it's what I had. Old splitting maul. I got him drove in there pretty tight. Make sure he's ready to pull on it a little bit. So I'm going to give him the signal to start pulling. Now the rope's going to have some give where it's going to get tight before it does anything. We've already got it pretty tight, but it'll still get a little tighter, stretch out more. And the tree didn't move, and I know that we got a lot of pressure on it. So I stick my saw back in there to see if I missed anything in the middle. It didn't feel like it, so I'm gonna drive my wedges. That back wedge is getting pretty tight, so I'm gonna drive another one back here. Maybe with two of them, I can get them in there pretty good. I got him drove in as far as I can get him. So he starts to pull and it acts like it's gonna go. And then he spins and it rocks back. Now watch it, when he spins you can see the tree come back. But we had the wedges in there so we didn't lose any ground. Keep pressure on it. Now you don't want to panic in these situations and do anything drastic, so we're going to try a few little things. I'm going to weaken the hinge just on this corner. And then I'm going to come around to this side. And I'm going to notch it out so I can make sure that I know that I got the center of this tree cut off. So I cut that piece off, get it out of the way. Now to get my saw deeper, I need to notch some out of the stump. So I'll go down until I hit some metal. Them dang town trees, man, I tell you, they're always full of something. So when I go to cut the other side, I don't want to go all the way in and hit the same piece of metal twice. So I'll stop just short of it. Then I'll take my maul and I'll bust the pieces off. Because like we said before, ash is pretty brittle and straight grain, so I figured I could just knock it a couple times and bust it off. So I'll get that out of the way, and you'll see I'll gain a lot more getting my saw in there. So I'm a lot deeper than I was. And it feels like I got a piece in the middle that I didn't quite get before as I came around. So I'll work my way up here to the hinge, make sure not to cut too much, leave a good hinge. I'm gonna set my saw out of the way and have him put a little pressure on it and see what happens. So it starts to open up, and it looks like it's gonna go, so I tell him to go ahead and go. He finally gets some traction, and she goes on over. You can see my hinge broke away from the stump. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to the fastest growing web series on the internet.
Boys in the woods.
Yeah, boy.
For the real.